The Thomas story began nearly 65 years ago when a father made up adventures about Thomas the Tank Engine, a blue engine who proudly wears a number 1 on his side, and his engine friends on the imaginary island of Sodor. Each adventure invites children to enter a world of imagination through the tracks of a train and the words of a story, leading to timeless life lessons of friendship, discovery, and cooperation. Today, with nearly universal awareness and appeal, Thomas and Friends has captivated children in all facets of their lives through television, DVD, toys, books, live events, and so much more. Joining us on Designing Spaces is Danielle Webb from Hit Entertainment, here to talk all about Thomas and Friends. Welcome to Designing Spaces, Danielle.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I have to tell you, as an adult, I love Thomas. Why do you think he is such a loved character for so many?
You know, everyone loves Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, parents and children have shared the stories for generations, and parents can really trust Thomas because he stands for such positive values, friendship, cooperation, discovery. And kids love Thomas because he's just a kid himself.
Right.
Thomas goes through the same experiences that little children do.
They could relate to him.
Exactly.
Right.
They're trying your best, getting along with others, and learning from your mistakes. You know, Thomas is also a train, and who doesn't love trains?
Exactly.
They're a core play pattern for little boys, and you know, with a smiling face like Thomas's, what's not to love?
You know, most people associate Thomas with the TV or books or the train itself, but there's so much more than that, right?
There really is, and Thomas has a whole host of room decor options, from bedding and sheets and rugs to window treatments and wall murals. So it's really a great option to redo a whole room.
On Designing Spaces, we love room makeovers, so we have teamed up with Danielle and Hit Entertainment to transform a room today for one very special little boy, and we are going to really do that, transform this room into everything Thomas.
Yes, it will be a virtual island of Sodor paradise.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk about a little of the things that we're going to do. Let's start with this because I just love this. It adds such color to the room. This is a mural.
Sure, we wanted to really set the island of Sodor scene. So we started out with this bold mural, and it's very easy to apply. It comes in 7 panels, and like you said, it really does set the scene for this whole immersive Thomas world.
And it is very 3D, so you actually feel like you're there.
Exactly, and you know, what's also great about Thomas from a room decor standpoint is Thomas's bold colors and the train iconography are really things that parents would be using in their little boys' rooms anyway.
Right.
So it really lends itself perfectly.
This came out really cute.
Isn't it great?
Yes.
It's so perfect because the sets really make it so easy. Everything is coordinated, from the sheets to the comforter to the pillow shams, and it works really well with just basic accent throw pillows.
I like the colors, yeah.
And of course the Thomas cuddle pillow.
Look at that. That is so cute.
The other great thing about the bedding is that it really works with this trundle bed that we chose, which sort of has a bit of a train theme going on.
Yeah.
So here, check this out with the trundle bed.
Look at all the Thomas clothes.
Yeah, Riley has his whole new set of Thomas pajamas.
Oh, these are so cute. He's gonna love this. That is really cute. And I see you kept with the whole theme. You have the railroad clock here.
Exactly. We tried to incorporate some generic railroad iconography as well, from the railroad crossing sign to these old school lanterns, to really just give it that train theme. And of course, the bookshelves here are perfect for all of Riley's bedtime stories.
Of course, and
you can
right
read
here.
his Thomas stories. Exactly.
And then we have the map.
Exactly. The island of Sodor map that really sets the scene. And he's all set to cuddle up for a good night's sleep.
I know, it looks very cozy. Okay, what do we have over here?
Over here we have the Thomas Wooden Railway train table, which is really the cornerstone of any child's Thomas and Friends playroom.
Definitely. Look at how much is going on here. He is going to love this.
Sure, Thomas can leave Tidmouth Sheds and go for all of his adventures on the island of Sodor. And there's just so many opportunities for Riley to recreate and imagine his own adventures with Thomas and all his friends.
Yes.
We also added these shelves on the wall to kind of create a 3D island of Sodor environment and add even more possibilities for creative
And they
play.
go all the way around.
All the way around, exactly.
Yes.
And what's great about this train table is that there's built-in storage. It's every parent's dream, so you can keep everything nice and neat. We've also added some baskets underneath to keep things in, as well as these great little stools for sitting and for storing.
So you really have left no stone unturned. Every little place you have storage or something cute for him to play with.
Exactly. It's fun. There's a multitude of options for playtime, and then when playtime's over, everything can be neatly put away.
I like it. And this is beautiful. This mural is great here on the wall.
It really is bold and beautiful, and it sets the whole scene for the island of Sodor.
It really
There's
does.
Thomas under Sir Topham Hatt's watchful eye, and it's really easy to install. It comes in 7 panels.
Oh,
They go
okay.
up really easily.
So depending on the size of your room, you can do fewer or more panels.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
really adaptable.
Wonderful. And then what's over here?
Here we have our Thomas and Friends lamp, which is great because it perfectly coordinates with the bedding.
It really does. Perfectly.
And a fun snow globe accent.
Cute.
And you'll love this. Check it out.
What is this?
It's a flashlight.
Oh, how cute. Wait, you have thought of everything. Listen to that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's going to love this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Lots of fun. And of course, we completely outfitted Riley as well with
Of
lots of
course.
Thomas gear.
Definitely have to have clothing, you know?
I know. And if you liked the flashlight, you will
Uh-huh.
love this.
That is
Ready?
a huge shirt.
No, but listen.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe even the shirt. That is
So fun.
Love this. Did you hear that? I think he's here. You know what? Let me go get Riley and bring him in. He's going to love this room. I'll be right back.
Awesome!
Do you like it, Riley? Yeah, look how beautiful. Check out all of this. I think we made him very happy. So how can families find out how to create their own themed bedroom?
It's simple. There's a variety of Thomas and Friends themed bedding already available, which is coordinated with window treatments and rugs. There's also lamps and night lights and wall murals, borders, decals, so you can really customize any space. And of course, let's not forget the train table.
Yeah, he's having a good time over
Exactly, exactly. So it really gives kids a whole variety of creative possibilities for playtime. And parents really appreciate that there's already all that built-in storage. So
Right.
the systems are both functional and fun.
For our viewers to get more information, where can they go?
They can go to thomasandfriends.com. There's tips, product info, and where to shop on the Thomas and Friends website. And if you bring your child along, they'll have some fun themselves with Thomas and his engine friends.
I think he's having a good time. Oh, look at that. Well, I think we succeeded in making him a very happy little boy today with his room. I have to thank you, Daniel, so much for being here, and also to the folks at HIT Entertainment, really for making another successful room makeover on Designing Spaces, so thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, what does he do?